21st, 2021. We are here. We are back. We have made it. And where is it? It is live on twitch.tv/@home with James. I am James. You are you. We are here for the midweek edition of the show that just won't go away. Now, if you are watching live on Twitch right now, whether it's via desktop, whether it is via laptop, whether it is via the application on your mobile device, you might notice something a little different about tonight's edition of the show. Am I moving slowly? Is my audio lagging? Are things sounding and looking just a little bit robotic? Well, if it is, I assure you that refreshing won't do a thing. This is what tonight is all about. For the first time ever, this is a low buffer rate edition of At Home with James. Now, when we created the concept for this show, we thought, are people going to enjoy watching this show on a lag? Are people going to enjoy watching this show with a low quality video? Are people really going to enjoy listening to this show with audio that is just not up to snuff? This is what went into the thought process when we imagine the questions that might be asked by you, the trusted and valued audience. We thought for about 16 months now, we've been giving a high quality show. Very few technical snafus, bloopers, blunders, boners, so on and so forth. Things have been smooth sailing. We thought, what if we do something crazy? What if we do something that would alienate each and every person who still tunes into the show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? More on that later. We thought in order to really test how much the audience likes and values this show, we need to give them the lowest quality show possible. You know, when you're in a relationship and you try to drop these little breadcrumbs to see what would my special person do? What if I got a phone call late at night from someone that they don't know? How would they respond? Would they get mad? Would it make them love me even more? That's what we're doing right now. We're giving you an on-purpose, low quality show. Now, are you saying out there, as you watch along the information superhighway that the cool kids in 1996 called the internet, are you saying, James, you're crazy? The answer is, yeah, I am crazy. I'm crazy like a fox. And right now I am running through the forest looking for food, sustenance, water. I'm looking for answers. I want to live on the edge. I want to take a walk on the wild side. And that's what we are going to do tonight. Much later on, we got this Stefan Spec guy showing up. He's got his own show. This guy is as tall as a birch tree. He walks into a room. You just hope this guy didn't fall on you, because if he does, it is over and out for you. Guess what? Funny guy. Every time he comes on the show, me and him, we don't plan nothing. He told me earlier today, well, I'm making pickles later. Why don't we talk about that? I said, you know what? You're on. You SOB, you are on. And tonight, I'm challenging myself and Stefan. Can we use making homemade pickles as a starting point to find comedic gold? Once we start going, we're like a couple low-level comedians in a green room in some crud show in Point St. Charles. We're making each other laugh and no one else. Because tonight, low-quality night, low buffer rate edition of At Home with James. Stefan, much later on, he's what we call the main event in the entertainment industry. Also joining us tonight in tandem, it's Steph Mercier Voyer, one of the all-time great perverts on this show, brain always in the toilet. You know, Steph from the COVID 69 times. She's talking about eating ass, a thong underwear, talking about HJs, BJs, RJs, all the Js. She's been there, done that, and talked about it on this show. She's going to be joined on location with Gabe Rondos, one of, if not the most unsettling guests on this show's history. In every episode, we've had a multitude of guests. No one stirs up feelings of discomfort like this guy. They're both in the same room right now, something that many people have yet to enjoy throughout the times of C-19, as we call it on this little operation, on this outfit, as the criminals like to say. They're coming to us live from Salt Lake City, Utah, a land of many Mormons and seemingly great weather. Steph is visiting Gabe They're gonna be coming to us live. I don't know what they're gonna be talking about, texting me all day. They're just annoying the bejesus out of me. So we're gonna get to those two later on. Now, earlier I talked about how we do the show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You might have noticed that this past Monday, no show. No show. Is this program falling apart? Never took a night off in over a year. And we got 2 Mondays in a row, no show. I had a dedicated team of techs that were there for me at the drop of a hat. And we don't pay these guys. Nobody gets a cent. The only thing they get paid with is my appreciation. But it speaks to the level of their character, Andy, Dave, Dimitri. Now, no one was available this past Monday for the second week in a row. And I thought, is this thing going downhill? I'll tell you what, if it is going downhill, if I'm the pilot and this plane is in a nosedive, I'm going to go so damn hard all the way down, but not before next week. Because you know what next week is, right? It is the first ever JFL on At Home with James. That's right. It's James for Laughs. 3 nights of unbelievable comedy. We got the worst of the fest. We've got the Montreal Nasty Night. We've got the gala. We've got the outdoor stage. We've got the street performers. All of this and so much more. So if you're saying, James, are you really going to get crazy with this? The answer is yes. So why don't we get crazy right here, right now, and bring in our first 2 guests coming to us, as mentioned, in tandem from those United States of America. It is Steph Mercier Voyer and Gabe Rondos. To the both of you, I bid you hello.
Hello, James.
How is the evening treating you in lovely Salt Lake City?
It's been so hot.
Yeah, you want to tell us what the temperature is?
99.
Now, do you want to tell us what that translates to Canadian weather?
69.
Right, so 99 converts to 69, which is a very apropos number. Now, Steph, obviously 69, an important number for you in the legacy of this show and, dare I say, your life. How does it feel to be back, Steph? We're going to start with you.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here.
Great. Now, Gabe, you relocated to Salt Lake City. You've been here since that move. How's the move been treating you since your last appearance?
I've been eating ass.
Right. Now, how does it compare there to Montreal?
Very salty.
Okay, very, very salty. Okay, so Montreal not known for salty analingus.
No.
All right, now, Steph, you're visiting Salt Lake City. How's the vacation been treating you? I know you were in New York recently. How's the shift been to Utah?
Oh my God. I love it here. But
oh, there's more answers.
I need to tell you.
All right, would you like to get into that? Some great dead air right now.
Maybe.
Some just great.
I met someone.
Yeah. And who's this special someone? It's a great sign during a segment when the other guests are yawning in the queue. Yeah, let's continue this speak in one voice. Yeah. So who'd you meet? Let's get into it. Who's this special someone?
His name is Daddy.
Oh, okay, great. Now, is that a nickname or is it just something that you like to call this special someone?
First name Daddy.
Yeah, what's the last name?
Long legs. legs.
Daddy long legs, not to be confused with the insect. Now tell me about the origin story of this budding romance. Gabe, how about you take it away?
I met him in the bathroom.
Okay, as most great romances, budding locations in the bathroom. Where was the bathroom? I'm sure people are dying to know.
James, thanks for asking. It was in bathroom in the subway.
Oh, in the subway. So presumably one of you had to defecate. So I got to go to the bathroom. And then all of a sudden, sparks fly. You want to tell me about what happened? Who flirted first?
We were both buying sandwiches at Subway.
Right.
But had to take a huge dump.
Right. Okay. Well, as most love stories begin, someone's got to go to the washroom. Yeah. Take us through what happened next.
I walked into the stall and pulled down his pants, and he liked it.
Okay, so I get the sense that this is taking a salacious turn, which, we wouldn't have it any other way. Some people are saying, James, this show's not crude enough anymore. I liked when it was in the gutter. So, yeah, let's continue. You started stripping this person of their bottoms.
That's when I noticed he had really long legs.
Oh, okay. Which of course speaks to the name Daddy Longlegs.
But one of his legs was longer.
Oh, so we had a little wink there. I assume you're talking about this person's penis, right? That's what you're talking about his penis.
Yeah.
All right. So take us through this. I mean, look, if we're getting into it, I said we're gonna take the plane down. So yeah, why don't you describe his penis?
James, thanks for asking.
You're very welcome.
It looks like you.
Oh, so the penis looked like me, right? So a green shirt, a baseball cap, and maybe a salty attitude.
And a beard.
And a beard. Okay, so not a groomed member. Right? Not a groomed member.
Was pretty nasty.
Yeah. Well, that must have really threw a wrench into the plan, right? You're taking someone's pants off in a bathroom toilet, and then, oh no, this is a nasty member.
James, thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
Actually, it was better.
Okay. In what way?
James, thanks for asking. In the way that I miss you.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you to say. It's so great to have you back, Steph.
Thanks.
Well, now, Gabe, let's shift gears to you. We don't want to put all the focus on Steph and her romances along her travels. How's socializing been for you since your move?
I have so many friends.
Oh, great. You want to tell us about some of them?
My best friend is Gerald.
Classic old guy fake name. Yeah, let's continue.
to eat waffles.
Oh, great. Well, Steph, let's move back to your romance. Now, do you see things progressing at a fast rate or a slow rate?
James, thanks for asking.
Mm-hmm.
I think that things are going to go really fast. I am pregnant.
Oh, well, this is there's been a lot of parents on this show. Of course, Dave has been here. Connor Rose's sister, Carmen, has been here, both with child. Steph, congratulations. Thoughts on being pregnant?
James, should I keep it?
Well, I suppose that depends on what you're feeling on the situation. That's not really for me to say, but I would say if you're excited about being, a parent, you should keep it. But if you're concerned, I would say that it's probably wise to explore your options.
My biggest worry is that he will look like you.
Okay, would you like to get into that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Based on the look of the penis. My fear is that his baby penis will look like you.
Well, we're going to shift gears from here. I'm not really interested in talking about children's members. Gabe, I can't believe I'm saying this. Let's go back to Gerald, was it? Let's go back to Gerald. Now, where'd you meet Gerald?
I met Gerald at the pool.
Awesome. Yeah, having a little dip?
A little dip and a little sip.
Okay, you're drinking at the pool. What were you drinking?
I was drinking a beverage here called White Claw.
Oh, so yeah. It's a very unique to Utah. You having a White Claw? What flavor?
Lemon.
Okay, a classic summer flavor. Now, Gabe, let me ask you, who approached who first?
I was nervous, but I went up to Gerald and I said, "Can I call you Daddy?"
Okay, so you're saying you met your own daddy.
Metaphorically speaking.
Okay, now are you saying metaphorically you're looking for a father figure in your life?
I am.
Okay, great. Yeah, what fatherly qualities are you looking for that you're hoping to find in Gerald, was it?
Discipline.
You're looking to be disciplined. Okay, so you're living on the edge a little bit, yeah?
Yes.
All right. Now, I've got a production note here, courtesy of Andy, who's working on the board tonight. Is it both of you, you wanted to do a little singing on the show tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, now what song you be singing for us?
Daddy.
Yeah, now, is this an original?
Yes.
All right, so, folks, there's been a lot of musical performances on this show before, and now we're about to see another. Here with their new song, Daddy, it's Steph, Mercier, Voyer, and Gabe Rondos. Steph and Gabe, take it away.
Daddy, I first saw you at the pool. I knew you would take me as your son and discipline me. In Spanish, I will
Wow. You know, we've had a lot of performances on this show, and that truly takes the cake as the absolute worst. Now, as we begin to wind down, what's left for the both of you as you spend this little vacation time together? We know it's been full of daddies. What's left on the to-do list?
We are going to Chick-fil-A.
Oh, awesome. Gonna have a little chicken sandwich?
Yes.
Awesome. Look, a delicious treat for two delicious people. Steph and Gabe, I want to thank you so much for being here tonight and really gracing us with that. Any last words for the audience who's tuned in right now?
Hi, Daddy.
Well, that's if Daddy is watching, either Steph, the one that you met and depantsed, or Gabe, the one that you bonded with at the pool. That's Gabe and Steph. Thanks so much for being here tonight. And yeah, maybe we'll talk soon. Folks, if you're just tuning in, because I see it in the chat. It's like, hey, what's going on with the stream tonight? This is the first ever low buffer rate edition of At Home with James. Now, if you're not a tech guy like me, if you're not into fiber optics, if you're not into Wi-Fi as well as hi-fi, you might be at home thinking, James, what's low buffer rate? I'm going to tell you right here and right now. Andy Asaf, our tech tonight, is doing something that no one should or would ever want to do. He is teching this show off of a laptop. Now, for the real tech nerds out there, you know, the people who know, you know, this is you maybe want 3 monitors for this type of operation. This guy's been downloading programs. He's working off a Mac. When it comes to putting this show on the air, Mac, I'm going to tell you something, Mac cracks. And Andy is a true hero. If anything, he's a frontline worker. So if you're watching, you're thinking, is this show choppy tonight? The answer is yes. Andy sent me a production note in the middle of that segment and thought, you know what, James? We could take this stream down right now and relaunch it, and I bet it would be smooth. But then the thing is, well, we would have interrupted that great performance that we just saw. We wouldn't have wanted to do that now, would we? Come on. You get right out of town. Interrupt that to restart the stream? You're crazy. Crazy like a fox, a.k.a. James Allen McGee. I'm looking at Sid in the chat right now. He's saying it right here. Streamlabs is a bloated mess. This guy, he gets it. He gets it. Let's move on to our next guest. He's got his own podcast. I'm going to let him talk about it because I'm the type of guy that says, you want to come on, you want to promote some stuff, you're going to do it far better than I ever could, even if I do have the gift of gab. Here he is. It is Stefan Spec. Stefan, how's it going, buddy?
Good. That was really something.
That was really something. Now, you're referring to what we just saw courtesy of Gabe and Steph. Now, Stefan, how do you feel about what we say exposing the business on this show? We want to do some exposure here.
Let's get into it. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get into it. They were doing classic improv game, speak in one voice.
Now we're going to do it.
No, yeah, never. I can't believe that happened on this show ever. And I got a real urge to leave and take a shower, but I'm going to chug through. Now, Stefan, let me ask you a question. If you had any notes for that speak in one voice, what do you think you'd have to provide in terms of notes?
Well, I mean, to me, it felt like I was in level 1 improv again.
Yep.
And the teacher said, this is what speak in one voice is.
Yep.
Please do this.
Yeah.
And then we started, and then the teacher just left the room. And we were like, should we stop? We should keep going.
Yeah.
And it just went for the rest of the class.
Yeah, went for the rest of the class. Now, in the name of exposing the business, I'm going to tell you something, Stefan. I taught both of those two people level 1 improv. I a 1,000,000% taught them speak in one voice. But what I like to see is improvisers grow and expand their horizons. In a case where they get back together and they revisit speak in one voice, I would have liked to have seen it just a little bit faster, a little bit more carefree, still very much in a framing of level 1 style performance.
I think what they were expanding on is not necessarily the technicality of the game, but maybe the subject matter.
Yeah.
That subject matter never would have flown in level 1 because you gotta be not sexual.
Especially talking about children's genitalia.
Yeah.
Right? All the other stuff. My notes would have been, you know what? If this is level 1, I would have thought, I like what we're doing. We're really exploring different themes. Just felt a little bit too daddy centered. Can we expand outside of daddy?
You heighten. That's what we want. We want heightening.
Yeah, see, Stefan, you get it.
I get it. I'm in the biz.
Now, you understand the business. That's why you're here tonight. That's why I thought if anyone's going to note this speak in one voice, it's Stefan Spec. Now, Stefan, you've been on the show a number of times. Confirm or deny, you and me, we don't plan nothing.
We plan nothing.
We plan nothing. And this is a good thing because you and me, we're in it for the long haul. It's about 9:30. We got low buffer rate night.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me on the show where you alienate all of your fans.
You know what? Here's the thing. I'm about exploration, right? Some of the great comedians are also great explorers. The Andy Kaufmans of the world pushed his audiences to a limit of which they were not expecting. And that's what you and I are doing tonight. You were the co-pilot on this plane ride that goes down. But the thing is, we're taking it down in an extremely choppy rate. So it goes, it stops, it rebuffers, it goes, it stops, it rebuffers, rinse and repeat. Now, Stefan, let's get into it. Earlier on tonight, I mentioned that you and I had connected. I said, Stefan, what do you want to talk about tonight? You said, it don't matter to me. I'm making pickles.
That is exactly true. I have them right here.
Oh, so you've brought the pickles. Now, this is interesting.
I figured I wanted people to believe me, and I wanted to show off. I'm keeping them up for a long time because I'm figuring the lag.
Yes.
So there they are. And I'm somewhat of a preserving nut.
Okay, you're a preserver, a pickler, if you will.
Pickler, I dabble in jams, jellies, pickles, pickled peppers, crab apple jelly. That's kind of my signature move.
All right, so tonight is the pickles. Now, how much experience do you have in pickling cucumbers?
A number of years. Growing up, my dad had a garden. And in the last few years of that garden...
Now, don't tell me your dad's name is Gerald.
No, his name is Daddy.
Okay, got it. All right, so there might be some crossover.
Yeah, Daddy, he lives in Salt Lake City now. It's, I don't know, maybe related. But yeah, I've done it for a number of years, and it's very satisfying and always takes way longer than I think it's going to take. So...
Okay, now, can you lift this jar of pickles again?
Yes.
Now, call me crazy, but this jar looks like these pickles are ready. That's insane, right?
They are ready. They've been cooked. They've been sealed. You can't. I don't know if you can hear the lack of a click. If you can hear no noise. So those are. They just need to sit in their brine for like 2 weeks until they.
Okay, so that jar of pickles is set to sit for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm putting you on the spot here. Do you have any pickles that are ready to be consumed right now?
I do not. When I make pickles, they go pretty quickly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was, you know what? I was hoping that we'd maybe get to see a sample. We don't see a lot of eating on this show. So you made the pickles. You're talking about your history of preserving things. Is this something that Daddy taught you?
No, it's something I taught myself. We had a lot of jalapenos one year from the garden. And I needed to deal with them, so I pickled them.
Okay, so how long you been pickling stuff, and how long, were you going in cold to this, or did you have kind of someone leading you along the way?
Well, like many of my hobbies, I had the good old internet leading me along the way, and it's been about 5 years that I've been a pickle guy or a preserving guy.
So you're 5 years on the wagon of pickling things and preserving things. Now,
yes.
In the interest of continuing this discussion, what would you say is your top preserve that you feel the most confident about? So let's say you're going to like an office Christmas party. You're like, I don't want to spend no money on Tad or Ronnie. I'm just going to pickle them some stuff. What are you giving them? What do you feel most confident about?
I am. The problem with pickling is that every time I do it, I'm worried that I've done something wrong. And I'm going to give everyone I know botulism.
Okay. Now, would you like to take us through what botulism is?
Botulism is a bacteria that grows in improperly preserved foods, most notably tomatoes. So spaghetti sauce, if you're preserving that, you might run into botulism, but it can also be in pickles and other things.
Okay.
And it's odorless, it's tasteless. You eat it, your body gets paralyzed and you die.
The silent killer.
It's carbon monoxide and botulism are the two silent killers.
Okay, now I was not aware that canned treats could kill you by way of botulism. Now, do you have any statistics on how many people pass away from botulism?
It's very, very low. But if you ever buy a can of tomatoes or something from the store and you get home and you realize it's dented, there is a risk. There's a slight risk there that there will be botulism.
Okay, so this also pertains to canned tomatoes?
Oh, yeah, because canning is just preserving in a metal.
Oh, my God. Okay, so Andy, I know that you're out there. You're in the booth. I would like you to find the botulism-related deaths of 2020. COVID took over the death, so I want you to find out. We're gonna bring things back to botulism. Now, Stefan, I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
You talked about how are you? I'm imagining you laying stomach down on your bed right now with your camera filming you up, because it looks like we're looking at the ceiling. There's a perspective here that's very unusual. I'm
sitting cross-legged on my bed. This is the pipe from my dryer.
Okay.
So I'm in my bedroom, and this pipe, when we moved in, it was one of these apartments where a real estate agent shows it to you.
Yeah.
Which is always weird, I find. And he was like, here's the space for the dryer. We're like, great, we have one of those. So we get here, I lug up the washer and dryer, put it in the space, and I realized there's no vent for the dryer. So we were like, hey, what the fuck? The real estate agent told us there would be one. We're like, no problem, we'll put one in. What we didn't realize is that it had to go all the way across the bedroom and out the window over there.
I'd also like to say that this is the closest thing to an edition of MTV Cribs that has ever been on this show, where we're getting a firsthand look, point of view of some tubing.
Yeah. You're not going to see any more of this room because it's an absolute disaster.
You're not going to show us where the magic happens?
I'm not. Nope. Because we just got back from a camping weekend and everything is just everywhere.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want to circle back to botulism.
Let's get into it.
Now our top-notch producer Andy has gotten in touch with us. He has found a headline. This courtesy from the great state, or rather the city of Colorado. We've got Colorado County reports first foodborne botulism death in more than a decade. And it carries an overall mortality rate.
Mortuality.
Mortuality. Yeah. This is not a banner night for me, or this show for that matter, of 5 to 10%.
That's a lot lower than I would have expected, actually.
Now we're getting some more information here. This courtesy of Northern California. In May 2017, 10 people consumed nacho cheese dip served at a gas station in Sacramento County. One man died as a result of the outbreak.
Oh, what a way to go. Imagine, like, that's what it says in your
nacho cheese is what sends you to your grave. Now, Stefan, you were talking about your pickling and preserving. You mentioned that it makes you a little anxious. Can I ask you, would you consider yourself to be an anxious person in life?
Oh, absolutely.
Now, this is interesting to me because, look, we've known each other for a number of years, but we don't know each other. That's fair,
true.
Right?
That's true.
We know each other in a very specific context. Now, I would have never assumed you to be an anxious guy. You seem pretty even-keeled, if anything, a little low energy.
Yeah, years of practice hiding it.
Yeah, okay. So you feel that you've done a good job of repressing your anxiousness. Now you tell me, James, we're going to move on from this topic if you don't like it. Is there anything that specifically sparks those nerves?
Flying. I think we talked about this before, actually.
Yep.
Yeah. Flying is the big one. What else? Heights related. Things where, like, social situations where I don't know exactly where we'll be or what we'll be doing.
Okay. So when you're going into an event a little cold.
Yeah. Or like when someone's like, yeah, for instance, on this camping weekend we just did, the sites were first come, first serve.
Yep.
And that kind of thing drives me crazy.
Okay, now you mention it. Now, can you kind of paint a picture of what your version of anxious craziness looks like?
I mean, it's nothing crazy. I feel like other people have it a lot worse than I do.
Oh yeah, people we know.
Yeah. I mean, improv is full of everyone at improv.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if I'm going full on panic attack, I'm getting tingly hands. I'm getting none of this is real. Sweaty, cold. One time I went to a party and smoked a bunch of weed, which I don't normally do.
Okay.
And this was years ago. And the next day we went to see the RoboCop remake.
All right. This story is making me anxious, especially the words RoboCop remake.
Yeah, it gets worse because my friend was like, let's try the D-box seats, which are the ones that like vibrate and move. And about halfway through that movie, there's like all this blood and shooting on screen and the seats and I started having a full-on panic attack. Like I could not, and that happens a lot. Like if I smoke weed the day after, but I was like, I can't leave. Otherwise, people will be like, something's wrong with that guy.
Wait, so you're telling me you rode the wave through the rest of the film?
Yep, for probably about the last 30 minutes of that movie.
Take us through what you're feeling as RoboCop is kicking ass and taking names. You're high as a kite. You're panic attacking through the roof here. What's your monologue in your brain telling you?
Monologue in the brain is like, well, you're having a panic attack. You know what this is.
Yeah.
And then the other part of my brain is like, oh, but you're still about to die.
Yeah.
And we need to get the fuck out of here. And the first part of the brain is like, well, yeah, but then people will think you're weird.
Yeah.
Which in a dark theater, there were like 5 people in that movie theater. It's so stupid.
Oh, wait, you're telling me it wasn't a sold out house for the RoboCop remake?
No, surprisingly, it was not opening night crowds for that movie throughout its entire run.
Well, look, Stefan, I'm going to tell you, you told us a story. You really exposed some vulnerabilities. So I'm going to tell a story on the show that I've never told. Many years ago, I woke up and throughout the course of the morning, became violently ill. Violently on a level. At this point, I'm throwing up. I haven't thrown up in 12 years up to this point. A true Jerry Seinfeld style run. And let's just say I'm making some regular stops to the toilet. And here's where things get a little messy. Throughout the course of my visits, things in the toilet go from their traditional state to, let's say, full-blown blood.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah. And I am just getting dehydrated. I'm sitting on the turlet. I'm throwing into the tub. It's a real party mix of bad things. I look down as I'm copping a squat, as they say, and my hands start to involuntarily curl into claws.
Oh no.
Happens to my feet. My tongue starts to go numb. I can't say for certain, but I believe I was going through a panic attack. I get up off the toilet. I try to turn on my shower. I'm turning the knobs with my wrist. I get in the shower. I've only turned on the hot water. I'm burning myself with scalding water. I call an ambulance. I think that I'm dying. The thing that triggered my memory is you said, I think I'm dying.
Yeah, that's what
happened
it is
to me.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there. The firemen show up. They're giving me the oxygen. They're giving me everything. So you know what, Stefan? I can't say for sure that it was a panic attack, but I want you to know that you were not alone.
Oh, thank
you.
I
only wish that I could have been enjoying the RoboCop remake as I evacuate blood from my body. Coming from Andy right now, he says it sounds like I had botulism.
It kind of does, actually.
You know what, Stefan? This is the most you and I have really ever gotten into it on a personal level, I think.
That's true. Usually it's all surface all the time, baby.
Yeah. But you know what? The thing about you and me is we're not really riffers. You and I don't crack a lot of jokes, you know?
No, I guess not. You mean with each other or in general?
Yeah. You and I've never really gotten a sense of a lot of like joking around.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what we're doing right now is really stripping away the framework of this show. You know, not that it's a bad thing to take a bit of a left turn from how we began this show. You know, we're really getting into it. This is like the birth of a friendship, maybe.
Whatever alienates your audience more.
Yeah. Can you believe that it's like we're going to do low frame rate and then we got to speak in one voice off the top? This might be a happening where it's like, hey, I'm watching James and Stefan really open their hearts to the audience right now. They started with pickles and botulism, and now they're talking about blood and sweat,
shit, blood.
Tears. Yeah.
Wow, we've really reached new highs or new lows. I'm not sure.
We have. Now, Stefan, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about this. Let people know about your podcast, what it's all about, where they can find it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's called Some Good Friends. It's an improvised character podcast. It's on hiatus right now because I've been lazy and because summer's busy. But I had big plans for an anniversary show. Didn't happen. So look forward to the 2-year anniversary next July.
Fantastic.
Get it back. I'd like to get Amanda McQueen played a baby on my show once. And it was really hilarious, and I want to get her back for the anniversary. Okay,
so you've had a plethora of a lot of great performers. Now, this is exactly, you mentioned going on hiatus, and that's exactly why I bring this up as a nice little segue. As things begin to open up and hopefully stay open and open up further and further, and with our fingers crossed and knuckles tapping on some wood, we will be doing what we're doing, but on stage in front of an audience. Frankly, we can do that now. I'm not interested yet. Feels a little conditional at the moment.
Too soon
to perform to a sold out crowd of 12 people wearing masks. Feels a little inauthentic to me. So this is why I asked Stefan, as things begin to open, as I mentioned, do you feel less of an urge as a content creator to keep that foot on the pedal, right? Because people are saying about me, he's taking nights off. I haven't seen him on Mondays in a while. Do you feel less of a foot on your rear end to just chug through and create?
Yes. I mean, the main reason I'm on hiatus because I hate editing. You're talking about how you don't have tech sometimes. I'm my own tech, and it's real brutal. And that was what I did like on the weekends during pandemic, and now there's camping and like parks and friends and stuff. So it's a lot harder to do, but I'd like to keep going, like to keep it alive because it's super fun. And it's a good opportunity to perform with people that like from other places. That even when things go live again, I won't be able to perform with people from Vancouver or Toronto or the Philippines. So
is there a desire? Because I could speak to my own project here on our little Twitch show. Is that there is a desire to continue on in some way, shape, or form? And don't worry, I'm not going away. Do you feel the same urge? Once the world opens again, fingers crossed, that you're like, I'm going to keep this going in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah, for sure. I've always wanted to have a podcast, and I have one now. I don't know if the format will stay exactly the same. I think it will get a lot harder to book people. So I might have to reduce it from 3 guests to 1 or 2 per episode. Got it. I want to keep it going. It's on iTunes and Spotify and Stitcher. Check it out there. Some Good Friends.
Now, Stefan, we were just talking about getting back on stage. Is there anything that you're hoping to achieve once we can be in front of audiences again? Because I think many people were working on projects because of COVID that they probably never would have began otherwise. Are you looking to parlay that into something on stage moving forward?
I think this year is the year that my team wins 3PO.
Okay, fantastic. So this, you know what? This is becoming an unofficial improv night. How do I feel about it? Undecided. Now, for the uneducated and the uninformed, 3PO is a Montreal-based improv competition, not unlike a hockey season, but without fans. Now, Stefan, 3PO, let's get into it. Competitive improv. You're looking to take the crown. What would it mean to you to win a long-term improv tournament?
Oh, not much. It would just be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice, right?
Just, add that to the improv resume. I feel, and a lot of it is, I do it as a bit because other people on the team are like, I don't care about winning.
But they do.
There's no way Dale Bernier doesn't care.
An actual competitive improviser from a mile away because they're the first to tell you, I don't really care. If we win. If they're saying it, they don't buy that.
This is true, I think. I think this is well spotted. And yeah, I don't know. You know, talking about it now, it doesn't mean anything, but it's still nice. It's like one of those things.
Look, it means something because you get on stage and you care and you're in front of a crowd and they're enjoying what you're doing, hopefully. Now, this is not your first rodeo as it pertains to long-term improv competitions. Stefan, you ever deal with any competitive improv headaches where it's like, why is this happening to me right now?
Oh, I mean, I've been that asshole who like gets off stage and just like storms out of the room.
I'll tell you what, I love you for admitting that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that because you need to live with some type of shame despite the discipline that you're performing in. Yeah. You look back now, what would you say to young Stefan? You sit him, you sit down, you plop him right on your knee, you're giving him a talking to. What are you saying to that youngster?
I say the thing I always say when people are like, I did a bad show. I say, nobody cares. Nobody remembers. We all die alone. So who gives a shit? Yeah,
it's I would like to say that's a supportive take, but I can't. What was that now? Nobody cares. Nobody remembers. We all die alone.
Yeah, we all die alone is kind of the cynical afterbite.
Yeah.
I do think in terms of improv, nobody cares and nobody remembers.
Yeah, you know, the good times and the bad times go to the same place, which is the past, right? You're lucky, you know, you remember some shows along the way, and some of the only truly horrible nights stick with you. And it's only the times when it's like nobody laughed or you said something that's probably offensive to somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen, like, I say nobody remembers, like, if you're bad, I say nobody remembers, but there are definitely shows that I've seen and shows that I've been in that were like historically bad.
Oh,
and I'm like, oh, I remember those, every minute of those very well.
Oh yeah, but that's important for your progression. Nobody wants to be on stage eating the SHIT for 20 minutes, but God, what a thrill when it happens, because it puts you right in the muck and you got to figure out, well, time to lean into the lessons that I know. And figure out that I know how to do this, and maybe I can make one person go.
breathe quickly out of their nose.
Yeah, a little laugh breath.
Do you like going on after a set that wasn't very good to try and win the audience back?
You know what? I think there's a point of pride in that. Do any of us like it? Probably not, but there is a challenge to that. I remember there's one stretch, and I want to say maybe 2019, where it felt like every show I was doing, I was going on after some real stinkers.
Yeah.
It turned the whole audience who showed up to have a good time, they turned it into just a wake. It's like the stage was a funeral, and they were there to celebrate the life of somebody they didn't even like, and it was an open casket, and the body was shirtless. So there's something about bringing an audience back to life, but for me, it's always been, no, I want the act before me to crush, so I can show up and like ride that wave. But I'll tell you what, I love opening. Anyone who doesn't like opening a show, I'll tell you what, they don't get it. They can suck an egg.
It's easy to open. It's hard to, especially in something like 3PO. Whoever goes third, they're not going to win unless they stack the crowd.
Yeah, that's the thing. And there's no pride in stacking the crowd. That's why anyone who brings their friends to a show and the friends vote with honesty, I love that.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
If you bring your friends and they go, I really liked your set, but I like the bald guy and his little bearded friend more.
Yeah, I remember when back in the day when Genghis was in the finals.
Sure.
I was guilty of stacking the audience a little bit.
Yeah.
And one of my friends, we came third by like one vote. And my friend after was like, no, I didn't vote for you. You weren't the best.
And that's how you know that that's a person, their quality of character you can trust, because you know that they're going to tell it like it is. They're a straight shooter. They're never going to feed you some phony baloney.
Some bullshit.
Yeah.
Good friends.
Look, good friends and great times. Stefan, as we begin to wind this night down, this first ever low buffer rate night of At Home with James, the first ever, well, I was going to say the first ever, but we've trolled the audience with a series of horrible topics and themes, most notably Microsoft night, where we discussed the benefits of working on Linux to Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
That feels like we should do another one of those.
I used to work on Linux at my job, so I can I can speak.
So you're saying right here, right now, you're willing to jump in on Microsoft Night 2, Linux versus Microsoft.
Sure. Yeah.
Look,
Absolutely.
this is what this show is all about, right? The beginning of the night, you and me, we were talking about pickles. We went into anxiety.
Yeah.
We talked about improv, which doesn't happen on this show very often. I try to separate church and state if I would ever be so bold to compare both of those worlds. And
Is
now
improv
we're
the
wrapping
state
it up by
or the
talking
church?
about Linux and Microsoft. If anything, this is a preview for Microsoft Night 2.
Can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Stefan, any final words before we call it a night to the people that have hung in there for this truly unusual night?
You check out some good friends if you want. Get vaccinated, and see you out there.
And you know what, Stefan? We've never had anyone wish that people gets vaccinated. And now I'm willing to right now, even though I've had 2 vaccination episodes where I talk about my own vaccine, I am now willing to officially express my stance of, yes, get vaccinated. Stefan, thanks so much for being here. I'll see you on Microsoft Night 2, Revenge of Linux.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
Take it easy, buddy.
Bye.
That is Stefan Spec. He said it. He's the host of Some Good Friends, a comedy podcast featuring characters and funny people. Folks, we did it. This is a night unlike any other night we will ever have on this show. I say that, but you never know. We don't know what the future has in store for us. I don't know what the future of this store, or rather the future of this show, has in store for me. All I know is that it is time, no matter how much time we have left together, to get a little weird. And I'll tell you something about getting weird. Not only did I announce that we will be doing JFL, James for Laugh, next week, July 26th, 28th, and 30th, in the month of August, as has been teased, because we tease a couple things on this show, the month of August will bring to you Weird Stock, an entire week of bizarre and absurdist shows. Nothing that you have ever seen on this show is set to prepare you for how unusual and, dare I say, unappealing the month of August has in store for you. That is it for us. We have done what we have come here to do. We're going to wrap it up only a couple minutes early. And why is that? You've had enough of me, right? You're sitting at home and you're like, I can't click off this window. He's going to see the viewer count go down. Now is the time you get to do it, because I'm going to do it too. I'm going to go make myself a nice little decaf. I'm going to think about everything that happened on this show tonight. I want to thank Steph, Mercier, Voyer, as well as Gabe, Rondos, for being here. My new best friend, Stefan Spec, Andy in the booth, who would love nothing more than to check in and say hello. He set us up with all that great information in terms of botulism-related deaths. So we want to thank Andy. We want to thank you, the audience, for being so lovely and tuning in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on Twitch. Until then, we'll see you on Friday. Dimitri Kiras is going to be here. I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night. Goodbye. Farewell. And be well.